comedy before you left?
Actually, I wasn't doing stand-up comedy in Huntsville. I just always been a silly dude. I used to be a male stripper, and I used to be a drug dealer.
Okay, ain't nothing wrong with telling your truth. The truth is your truth. What comedians, if any, did you look up to as you was coming up, or finding your way in the comedy field? Is there any famous comedians that you looked up to?
Yes. I looked up to really Eddie Murphy through my whole life,
Right.
because people used to be like, "You got that little baby gap between your teeth like Eddie Murphy. You got a lot of white friends.
Right.
You mess with Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, Jewish people, Hungarians,
Right.
all these different folks you just comfortable dealing with." And Eddie Murphy's movies were so versatile. Like, he's one of the only comedians to me that can play in an action movie, and I take him serious. Like, I really believe that Eddie Murphy will and can beat you up, okay?
Right.
And, first motion picture stand-up, went to the movies, had to get my parents to buy the ticket so I can go and see Raw. That was,
yes.
And man, I'm telling you, for somebody to entertain you for over an hour, like movie length type comedy,
Right.
is a genius.
Right.
I didn't smoke so much weed in my life. Like, it's hard for me to remember stuff, but I think I have like a gift of memory. I can, I can memorize things,
Right.
and I'm good. You feel me?
Right.
But
Right.
I think Eddie Murphy is just very amazing. I think it's amazing how I'm 43 and this dude like 60 something, and he look younger than me. He better than me. I'm like,
Right.
dang, Eddie Murphy and Keith Sweat don't age.
Right.
Well,
you can tell they really take care of themselves. Well, my favorite Eddie Murphy stand-up was Delirious.
Yeah.
Because I might be telling my age, but I loved that show. Now, I liked Raw too, but Delirious was just so funny to me,
was.
and it's just certain things about it just stuck with me, and it's still with me today. I'm not a comedian, so I'm not getting ready to try to recite any of it, but I mean, Eddie Murphy is the funniest, and I like him, as you said, in motion pictures, stand-up, so he's very versatile. So let me ask you, do you do any impersonations?
Yeah, actually I do. If I'm around anybody long enough, I can impersonate them. But
Okay.
yeah, I impersonate. I grew up impersonating people at my church. The usher, she's about 6'2", older woman. She had nurse white socks on, with the nurse hat on, with some white gloves, and she had a mole on the tip of her nose.
Okay.
And she was real mean.
Okay. So, could you grace us with an impersonation?
Yeah. One time, I went to the liquor store when I got older, and I seen her in the front of the line, and I said, "Hey, excuse me, ma'am." She said, "Hey, boy, what I tell you, boy? This here for grown folks." And one time I was, because when I used to go to church, I would lose weight every week. So I started putting some chips in a Ziploc bag and have a box of raisins. So every time she catch me, I try to sneak that raisin after that third offering. Hungry. I get ready and put it in my mouth. Say, "Hey, what I tell you? You're supposed to be eating up in here. This holy up in here, this God's house. All right, boy."
Right. Okay, so do you see yourself wanting to do comedy as your career? Do you see yourself doing this in the near and far future?
Yes. I'm gonna do comedy as long as I'm alive.
Okay.
I only get paid to do it now versus I was doing it for free.
Okay.
People love to be around me.
Right.
Like, people love to be around me. Like, I got to make people go home.
Uh-huh.
You know, people be calling me. I'm like, man, I get off of work at like 5:30. Well,
Right.
man, let's hook up at 5:50. No,
Right.
we're not
No,
going to hook up, guys. I got to
Okay.
go home and clean up and do stuff. But comedy is my therapy because I've always been involved in something, you know. Played football, wrestled, played football all the time. I was like 36 years old. I played for a semi-pro team.
Okay.
And, you know, a personal trained for a long time. And I'm always have worked in the entertainment business.
Okay.
And I really was a male dancer.
Okay.
At one time,
Okay.
I was a male dancer for like 16 years.
Take it off.
Take it off,
Okay,
take it
okay,
off.
Okay.
I'm the first male dancer to dance on a daytime television network.
Okay.
Live.
Okay.
CBS, NBC, ABC.
Mm-hmm.
When Maury was still on NBC,
Okay.
they reunited me and this girl
Mhm.
that I used to date in high school.
Okay.
And we seen it, we reunited, and they had me come out and strip.
Okay.
Before she seen me, I stripped for the audience, right? So after I danced on TV, they was like, you know, it was like 60 million people seeing it.
Right.
I went back to Huntsville from New York. I couldn't even go nowhere. Man, I wear hoodies in Walmart. Walmart worker got on the thing one time and was like, "Hey, y'all, the stripper from the Maury show at aisle 5. Aisle 5, y'all." Man, I looked at the aisles. I see the lady from the butcher thing in the aisle, Big Shirley, all the
Okay.
little nieces and little nieces
Okay.
and them. I'm like, dang.
Okay.
They want to take some pictures. I'm like,
Right.
that was some flip phones back then. So
Right. Right.
they couldn't tell who it was anyway.
Right.
Lying
So you went home a hood celebrity,
Man, that's
lightweight,
hard.
and that's okay. So do you have any upcoming shows or anything like that?
I actually was on the Legacy Nation tour with a lot of hot comedians here 2 weeks ago. And then last Sunday, we just did the Pelican Room. My next show will be Monday at the Shrunken Head and Thursday at Brewdog's Short North and also at Savor Pints this Saturday coming up. Savor
Okay.
Pints in Indianola.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we do a lot of comedy.
So being a comedian and doing these different shows, have you ran into any mean audiences? Like whether it's yourself or anyone else on the docket with you has ever gotten booed off the stage?
Yes. I have never been booed. And nobody has ever been like feel disrespected. Like
Right.
I've never witnessed that ever. I haven't had any negative hecklers
Okay.
and nothing. One time last year, we went to a little hood spot somewhere off of Fifth Avenue, and they had a comedy show there, and they wanted us to come, and so we went, and we took this white comedian along with us, little fat white kid, you know. I mean, he like probably about 22 years old.
Okay.
And you can tell he ain't never been in a fist fight or nothing in his life. So he goes to this club with us and he gets on there. He's the only white person in the whole club. So he gets on the stage and this dude said, "Hey, white boy, get off the stage."
Oh, just mean.
He said, "Yeah, you, man, get off the stage." And he's standing there, his hands start shaking. He said, "Yeah, get off the stage." So my friend Joe from New York, big black dude, he goes up there, takes the mic, and say, "Hey man, just leave him alone." And Joe ain't never done comedy. He get up there and make a complete fool of himself just to smooth everything over.
Right.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, man, I know me and this guy came together, but if that dude is kind of big, he probably got some guns in the car.
Right.
He's got all this courage. I wasn't going to be able to help him that day.
So, do you have any words of inspiration for our young up-and-coming comedians that would like to wet their feet in the comedy field?
Yes. What I've learned to do, if you go to open mics and things, or you get invited to open for somebody, a lot of times you'll get like 5 minutes, and the best thing you should do is do 3 subjects in 5 minutes. You can stretch 3 subjects to 10 minutes, you know, and tell true stuff. True stuff but make it, give it fictional to build the image of it for people in people's heads.
Okay.
You want them to be able to see the story, you know, because they don't know none of the people you're talking about.
Right.
But they can see the story.
Right.
If you tell it right.
Right.
When you going through things, keep doing comedy. Don't stop doing comedy. Comedy is very therapeutic. No matter how big or small of any shows I do, I always feel like I've accomplished something, because you know you cannot have fear and be successful. I was very nervous and felt some anxiety before I came to do this, but I had to remember, like, I'm doing this for the people.
Right.
You know, yeah, I do ratchet comedy too, but what I realize is that, you know what, when you can make people laugh, that breaks the darkness in their day, and you know, and it's good, It's a blessing to be able to bless people to laugh. I'm not where I want to be in comedy,
Right.
but I'm headed that direction.
Okay.
So
okay.
that's all I
So, do you think you could grace us with maybe a joke or two?
Oh man, I'm trying to think. Make sure I got the wording. Okay. There was a very wealthy older gay guy, and he went to this church, and he made a very big contribution to the church. So at the end of the service, the pastor said, you know what? We're gonna bless you. We're gonna bless you for blessing us. We're gonna let you pick 3 of your favorite hymns for the church choir to sing.
Okay.
So he went up to the guy. He said, so which hymns would you like? He said, I want him, and him.
I get it. Him.
Oh. Other than that, you know, I'm really actually a roaster. And,
okay.
you know, I'm a roaster, but this is the real true things. I remember the first time when I was washing dishes in my grandmama's house, and there's a blue box and a pink box that sit on the windowsill. And so I used to pick them up and shake it. It had like some juice or something hard in it, right?
Right.
So one time I knocked it in the dishwater, okay, and I'm like, it's water in here anyway, so I put it back up there. So one day my grandma put them teeth in, and it was brown.
Oh!
Because I put dishwater in them. So she had some Monday through Saturday dentures. They was white. Her Sunday dentures looked just like a rapper's teeth. Like,
Oh my goodness. That was not nice.
Yeah, them Sunday goals was nice.
Oh
yeah, it was dope.
Okay, well, I'm Latoya Johnson here at the Ohio Media School, rapping with my homeboy MoneyG, a comedian, you know.